having a life scholarship and being able to afford to go to college made me feel inspired to go.
When I got a life scholarship, it was such a relief.
I knew that I wanted to have an impact. Having a life scholarship through the SC Education Lottery was huge. It gave me the opportunity to make that impact right here at home.
The South Carolina Education Lottery. A better you, a better us, a better South Carolina. Visit sceducationlottery.com/betteryou.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Julie, and this is Two Non-Critics and a Cat. Nala is absolutely haunting at the back. My sister is here, and Federica is here. How are you guys?
Good.
Sleepy.
Yes.
I can see Federica today. She's very refreshed. To be fair,
I went swimming, and then I had a shower, and then I put away my winter clothes to get the new clothes out. So I'm ready for summer.
You were very productive today. I absolutely did nothing. Martina, what did we do today?
We went to see to watch 28 years later. My God,
that was the last that I've seen my sister before she ducked under the chair.
No, I haven't done the shelter in place. So we were at the Odeon in Leicester Square, and the cinema is quite big, and we were behind a piece of wall, which was...
The cinema is ungodly big. I don't understand why.
Which I said to my sister, like, I'm really happy that I'm here, so if I need to, I'll do, like, shelter in place behind the wall.
She said I can duck if there's anything, and there was anything, honestly.
Already, the trailers that are appropriate to the movie that you're going to see, during the trailers, I wanted to leave.
I think
because they found the trailer that are tailored for you.
They were all horror
that you're
trailers.
Watching, which is
They were all horror trailers, and I was literally looking somewhere else. Okay.
No, but you could see me that I was marking down the dates on the calendar, and my sister, she was like, "I'm leaving. That's it. I'm leaving."
No,
That's very funny.
I was like, I'm gonna go. But then the movie began, and actually it was really good. But we'll talk about it next episode. So,
did they show you the trailer for Megan 2?
No. Thank God they didn't, because I hate that movie. Honestly, it was absolutely insane. Did you see the first one?
No, I didn't. But I saw the trailer for Megan 2, and it seems like such a load of fantastic crap.
It's honestly so funny. It's like one of those movies like Sharknado, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. But yeah, anyway, what are we talking about today, Marty?
We're talking about How to Train Your Dragon.
The live action.
The live action, yes. Feds and I, it's been a very full cinema week, because it started with, what did I go to watch?
How to Train Nala as well.
How to Train Your Dragon, but before Elio, Pixar, Elio. Mm-hmm. And then Feds and I went to see How to Train Your Dragon, and then you and I went to see 28 Years Later, and then Feds and I on Tuesday will go see F1.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm very jealous that you guys are going to see it.
Yes.
I saw the trailer
but today we're talking How to Train Your Dragon, the live action. Nala is on fire,
losing her mind today.
God. Do you want to say what you watched this week, or we want to go straight to the point?
This week I watched 2 Korean TV shows. Actually, one was called
I watched the documentary on Netflix.
I can already tell which one it was. The Silent Sea, which is a story of astronauts on the moon that find water on like a country, like an entire planet that is absolutely starving. And then I saw the other one that's called The Trunk, which basically has the same actor from Squid Game, which I was just going through his filmography, basically. That's what I saw this week. I was very excited, actually, because they've been in my list for forever on Netflix. What did you watch, Fed?
Lovely. I watched Grenfell Uncovered. I think it's only in UK. I don't think it's in US. Mm-hmm. Which is a documentary on Netflix about the tragedy of Grenfell Tower. It was very interesting. Nothing that I didn't know before, but it was very, It was very. It changed my mood for the rest of the day. So I don't recommend it.
Before watching 28 years later.
Yes, and I won't recommend it if you don't, want to be affected by it.
What did you watch, Feds?
So, I've fresh off today, I started watching the remake of The Crown.
I was like, they're doing a remake of
I was like, what remake?
The Crow, which is the animal.
Yes.
What kind of remake are they doing?
Yeah, and that shows you how much I wanted to watch it. Not really, but I was like, let me hurt myself and see what's that's all about, because it's for free on Amazon Prime. So I started that and then I ditched it because I was like, nah. And the hilarious part is that the beginning, the sequence at the beginning, I was like, that looks so familiar, and it reminded me, brace yourself because you're not gonna be ready for it.
Okay.
It reminded me of Snow White and the Huntsman, the movie with Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
And Kristen Stewart, because he's basically coming out of a pool of black ink, and it's the same scene where Charlize Theron comes out of the pool of like milk, gold, whatever, when she's playing the evil queen.
Right, yeah.
And of course, the reason why it's so familiar is because the director is the same.
It's the same.
And I was like, when you recognize the signature.
It's the signature shot.
Oh, yeah, exactly. And I was like, that was so random. And I was like, why is this reminding me of that? And then directed by Sanders. I was like,
directed by the guy
now I know why.
That makes you swim in ink or milk. Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Love that.
And then I watched the How to Train Your Dragon 2, just because I'm in my fields, so I want to be feeling those. And so I'm almost at the end of How to Train Your Dragon 2. And then I finished the documentary on the Ocean Gate disaster.
Oh, yeah. Finished it.
I have been looking at that thing for like days, and I keep saying, Federica, I'm sure that Federica watched it.
Yeah.
Yes, I watched it too. We talked about it in the last
didn't.
episode, but when you're sick and you don't do episodes, you don't listen to us. You're not like Feds that listens to
That's true, actually.
to me and you.
You know what? I'm gonna be completely honest. I completely forgot that we put out another episode last week. It's because I was sick.
Yeah, about
that's why.
Pixar,
I'm gonna
Elio,
listen to it.
And we touched a little bit on this documentary.
Yeah,
I
we
found it
talked
really
about
fascinating.
Titan and Oceans.
Yeah.
Titan, which is funny actually. We talked about Titan and Oceans.
And
Titan is the Netflix one, and Oceans is David Attenborough Disney Plus documentary. But anyway, now we're talking about How to Train Your Dragon today. Which we went to see a few days ago, Feds and I. Julie didn't watch the live action, but she watched the original one.
Which is crazy because I've been waiting for this live action for forever because I'm such a massive fan of How to Train Your Dragon, and I haven't seen it yet.
It was so good.
I know.
It was really good.
know.
It was it was really good. First of all, the adaptation was exactly identical to the original
Well,
one.
it's the same house basically.
And it's
the
frame
same
by
director
frame
as well.
Frame by frame, exactly the same. Kind of like the Lion King, the live action of the Lion King with the original one. Literally frame by frame.
The kid that they chose to do Hiccup is
Ready to make a real impact every day? Join the Active Day Home Care team and help clients maintain their independence in the comfort of their own homes. Make a difference in someone's life as you provide essential daily assistance and protect their health and happiness. Earn up to $20 an hour and enjoy additional perks like optional daily pay, 401k, paid time off, ongoing educational training, and more. Join a team that values care, compassion, and your professional growth. Visit activeday.com to apply.
one of my favorite kids in the world because he did The Black Phone.
Mm-hmm.
And it was an incredible horror movie, and he's insane, but I love him, so I was very happy. And also, he looks like Hiccup.
Nice.
He did him justice.
Yeah,
He was a really good
good.
Hiccup.
He was good. I loved Astrid as well, I have to say.
Nico Parker.
Oh my God, she
Yeah.
was amazing. The VFX were also really good. It was quite challenging. VFX were by Framestore. They were quite challenging because obviously there was a lot of scenes that were on real backdrop, which was Northern Ireland, and they were flying and high speed, and so it was quite challenging to do. But I think they did a good job. I wouldn't say like it was absolutely excellent, like I've seen better, but it was really good. And Feds.
Yeah.
What do you say about it?
I loved it. I enjoyed every single frame of it. It was the exact it's the way you're supposed to be doing live action. There's no point changing the story when you're remaking something like that. There's really no point because it was successful the first time, and a lot of people might be against this idea because like, oh, but what about originality? What about watching? Well, if you want to make something original, you don't make a live action of something that already came out.
Yeah, and they're not.
That's not the point of a live action.
Yeah, and when they do this stuff, it's not like they are making like a remake that is original. They're just revisiting something, and most of the times they do it in the wrong way.
What I do believe is that a live action or a remake of something is just another way to entertain a new generation.
Oh yeah.
To see if the same content will be having the same success as it did like when it originally came out, and it does grab a new generation of young people. So why not? I loved it. It was really, really good. I loved Nick Frost. It was amazing. I loved Gerard Butler.
Oh, Gerard Butler was incredible. Also, I felt like he was born to play a Viking.
Absolutely.
He was the father of Hiccup, so the chief of the village.
Stoic.
Honestly, he was perfect. He was like the kind of character that you're like, yeah, that's great casting. So he was born to be a Viking.
Absolutely, absolutely. But it was, I really, really enjoyed the whole concept of it, the way that it was made. The soundtrack was amazing as usual, and
the soundtrack was also revisiting the original, so there was nothing original there, but it's fine because Test Drive is just
exactly
the soundtrack. The original one is by John Powell, and Test Drive is still incredible. And I remember Feds and I looked at each other after Test Drive, and we're like, we're almost crying.
It gives you the same feeling of freedom and.
I would not survive Test Drive anywhere. Like any time that I listen to Test Drive, it's always like a drop of like
and Toothless was
coming.
Toothless singing.
It was so fantastic. It's incredible how they made. Obviously, they entirely made it. It doesn't exist in nature. Sorry, but it's so lifelike.
That is a lie, actually, because Toothless was modeled around the black cat. So technically, it's a cat.
Which is why I said it looks like Nala, like what it does with the eyes and so on. But no, what I mean is it really, the emotions, the expressions, it was really lifelike. Like it was incredible. It was like in an animated movie, but it was in a live action.
I found it fascinating how for you to... The dragons are like cats, but for me, they're like dogs. Like the way that they behave. To me, they're like dogs.
They
cater to
like
cat
dogs,
people and dog people alike.
I think that the eyes in general and like the expression was modeled on the cat, but yes, they are very dog-like.
Like
some things are. I think they based it on both. Like I don't know. I am thinking about when he plays with the light on the floor. That's totally a cat.
I feel like they used domestic animals to give you the idea of trust. You can trust this animal because it's a feral animal, but you can trust it. You can build a bond to it. So they had to have cat and dog alike, kind of like ideas of it.
Yeah, and behavior. Really also, it's Hiccup pet, if you think about it.
Yes.
So obviously they need to have him behave like a pet.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think the plus of this movie was that they shot. No, that they shot it on location. So obviously there's a lot of VFX, visual effects, but they shot it on location and they shot it in Northern Ireland. And I think the plus of the live action is to see that location. It was just amazing. It was, oh my
what
god!
else would you?
It was so amazing. Like there's a colleague of mine that told me that before I watched the movie. He was like, "Oh, you went there." He was like, he was worth
Went
it
to
only
the
to see that.
island.
It was so great. And then when I watched it, I was like, yeah, I understand. It's just incredible, and it fits so well. Even though, I mean, theoretically, they could have done Scotland. They could have done,
I think the idea, like even in the original animation, the idea is that it's a nowhere land, but it's also familiar. So you can picture it for your favorite place.
Yeah.
It's like it's more there for like a feeling of familiarity. So whatever you want it to be, it could be.
Yeah.
So
But
it
in the
works
in the
really
original
well.
one, they didn't specify it was Ireland,
No.
did they? No.
No.
So they
No,
just picked it. I mean, to be fair, it does fit very well because of the cliffs and the green.
No, in the original they just say the name of
Which
the
is
city, I
Berka,
think,
the
but they
same.
never,
Which is invented,
yeah, but
yes.
they never. Yeah. They never say where it is. You would assume there was be like Scottish Islands or something.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I
you
feel
know.
like it fits well because it allowed them then to explore other things in the second movie or animation anyways, where they were like, where Ikap is kind of like discovering new land, because that's the nature of a Viking, right?
Yeah.
Vikings
Yeah.
go and discover land, so it doesn't matter where you land or where you're coming from. It's always like make it home and make it specific. So that's
Yeah.
that's really, I find it like it was really clever, and it maintained the
The spirit.
spirit of the story, exactly, which is what you really want, to be honest, like, or at least this is what I want from a live action that is a remake of a successful animation. It's just giving you the same kind of feeling.
I truly enjoyed it, yeah. And actually, now that I'm reflecting, forget the flight, the flying scenes, but the visual effects actually were exceptional on some level, which is the level of the integration between animated objects and live action. Because the dragons, if you think about it, I didn't think for a second that they weren't part of the live action. I felt
they got really, really better. So when they have like live actions where humans interact with animals or whatever, not.
Yes, and
I'm
you see that
thinking
if
about
there is some.
if it doesn't feel like the hand is actually touching the
Yeah, it
animal,
doesn't
you
feel
still
right.
it brings you out of the story a little bit. In this
Yeah.
one, I didn't have that.
Yeah, it
I
was
felt like
certainly
it's really
seamless.
touching.
Yes, it was very integrated, which it's definitely down to their artistry, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was incredible. That was incredible. The
even
flying
when they
is
are-
very difficult to pull out still.
Yeah. But even when they are on it or they're
No, but the flying is very hard. Yeah, but it's. Listen, we are in 2025, but these scenes that they are. Every time I see a scene that they are fighting in the air, I'm like, "Oh, here we go again." Like, you remember Harry Potter and Voldemort fighting in the air while that scene is embarrassing. But like all the scenes that thing happens, all of them, like obviously we didn't nail that still, because it's very complex technically, because obviously you have a real background, so you have a real layer. It's not a green screen, and then you have to put on something that is high speed and that is interacting with a real backdrop, but then you have one character that is real, is an actor, and is actually doing it with a green screen, because obviously he's not doing it in the air, and the dragon that is not real. So it's very complicated. But even just connecting the dragon with the actual actor, it's just at high speed and then put it on. It's just very technically very complicated. We didn't nail that yet.
Yeah, no, I agree.
I don't think there is anything that I've seen that made me go, oh wow, they really. But in general, not in this movie. The flying scenes are still very complicated to pull out.
To me, I feel like they've done a great job for the way that the actors place their body or their hands.
And then there's Avatar.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Wait. That's okay, fine. Yes.
When they place.
And Avatar is
That is
Well, Avatar, I think, is different because it's all CGI.
Yeah, it's
CGI.
all.
Yeah.
That's why it's easier to. Easier. It's
yeah.
easier. I wouldn't say easier, but you have elements that
It's
are
more
all
natural
CGI. Yeah, you don't have to
make it-
integrate real and.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but
they're still humans. They're still people.
Yeah, but
and
that's
that's the talent of the actors to still play emotional scenes wearing all of that.
Yeah. Also, they
Because-
have the trackers to track their motion, so it's.
Imagine Emilia Clarke having to do the most disturbing scenes of Game of Thrones with a pet that was not there. It was fantastic. Or it was somebody's head or something. That was crazy. The behind the scenes of Game of Thrones was crazy.
Anyway, I love the actors. We already said that. Honestly, now it's done. I think it's co-production Universal and DreamWorks, which was really interesting to see. Universal is really pulling out some incredible years, to be honest. They're really capitalizing on actually Disney falling a little bit. Like Universal had really incredible years, And not that they don't compete with Disney normally,
Apparently-
but like with Warner Bros. They normally compete with Warner Bros, which is also been kind of struggling recently. So I think they're doing great. DreamWorks is also doing great. I have to say they're really doing good. And so they've put the money, basically Universal, and they have done this. I don't think they've done much animation recently. Maybe I'm wrong, but
Talking about Disney, apparently Lilo and Stitch was another white failure.
Yeah,
Which
I
I'm
think
very
they
sad
changed
about.
the ending of it, and
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh God.
they changed the aspect of Nani keeping custody of Lilo, which defies the purpose
the whole
of
movie.
Ohana,
Oh,
Yeah.
purpose of the.
like the whole message. But again, I haven't watched the live action of Lilo and
Me
Stitch,
neither, yeah.
although Lilo and Stitch is one of my favorite.
Don't watch it.
But
Just
so
keep it
I
there.
can comment on that. But I only saw outrage online about this, which makes sense because if you base the whole movie on the fact that they say that Ohana means family, so that's all the whole purpose of it: connection, family, acceptance, being together, and then you pull that, which might be real anyways. Yeah, potentially Nani couldn't get custody of Lilo or whatever, but her willingly gave custody of Lilo away to pursue university or whatever. That feels like a jab to the core of the story. It makes no sense.
yeah.
What?
But
Is that what happened?
apparently, that's what I heard online. But again, I'm not a reliable source
That's
because I haven't watched
crazy.
it. But I think that's the whole thing that happens in the end, and people were like, "What?"
I have a
She
I
said,
have a
"See ya."
question for the whole full circle here, circle of life. Are they needed? Do we need this live action? Despite the fact that we liked it, fine. Do we need them?
I don't think people need them, but again, it's I see it on a commercial point of view. I feel like they are remaking those because one, easy money, two, they're grabbing new audience, so they see if the same concept works, easy money again. Do we need them creatively? No, not really. Am I being entertained? Yes. Have some of them been done poorly? Absolutely. there's no question. But same as any other project, I feel like you can give them some grace in the sense that, hey, in summertime, if there's not a lot of movies coming out, it's a good way to get people to go to the cinema because it's a sure thing. It's like for families, it's a lovely night out for kids and mom and dad. For millennials like us, which are kids at heart, it's a good excuse to have a lovely evening with a friend. But creatively speaking, no, we don't need them. It's unnecessary. There could be more money spent towards
original ideas,
financing new project or different products.
There could be so much more money spent into more originality.
Absolutely.
Like the amount of stories and books that are completely undiscovered, and like then stuff like The Sandman gets cancelled after like 2 seasons and stuff like that.
Also, it's so
We don't
difficult
need
to
them.
get stuff financed and green-lighted. Like, we talk about it next episode, but Danny Boyle, what is marketing-wise, what is doing to get the third film of the trilogy that they thought about greenlit, honestly, is hilarious. He's done 1,000 interviews.
But we talk about it in the next episode anyway.
Strategizing for that, and I'm just I wonder if we need them. Also, I always wonder, like, is there any movie that I would like to see live action of, that like a remake? There is
Live
not
action,
one.
not specifically. Sequels?
Sequels,
Yes.
I'm
you're
positive
telling me
with
that I
sequels.
waited.
You know that I love all the Toy Stories,
Me
and
too.
I think one is better than the other.
Yeah, like waiting 10 years for a sequel is not a problem
Yeah,
for me. Like,
me
it gets
neither.
me absolutely excited to know that something is coming back, as long as it's done well. But live action?
Yeah,
no.
I don't ever feel the need. I'm not like, I wish I could see this in live action. You know?
No, absolutely not.
But
exactly.
it is definitely, as you said, Feds, you're right. It is a marketing thing. You remember, it's like, it's the equivalent of Disney releasing the VHS of the classics in the 90s. Now, instead of releasing the VHS, which they cannot, they're just doing the remakes. Because obviously, people don't buy physical stuff anymore, so they cannot do a re-release like on Netflix.
And because you have Disney Plus, there's not even hey, you can rent this and rewatch it. So they kind of have to make money one way or the other.
They reintroduce it to the new generations using technology, which is basically a mean that is more familiar to them than hand-drawn animation or stuff like that. Yes.
And it's a easy target in terms of money because they might not have spent a lot to build the story because they already have the storyboard. They already have everything. So budget-wise, they save money. And then maybe it's a easy win because it does a lot of the box office. So it's easier to greenlight something like that than to greenlight a project that can be rescaled. Especially now where public opinion is so surface level. I've been here like talking about stuff that should be greenlight and new things. There's now a whole debacle about the new movie Materialist. The Materialist with Dakota Johnson, Pedro Pascal and Chris Evans. People are not understanding the plot. So we are in a moment where even new things, they're so easy to get spoiled
People
as
are
well.
not understanding the
my
plot?
God.
Like, what do you mean? What's the plot?
So, first, I'm not going to ruin it because he spoiled the plot for me. Like, I know that it's a romantic comedy or romantic drama, whatever you want to call it. So, there's not a lot of, like, spoiling. But Jesus Christ, why do American people, when they get a release of a movie ahead of other countries, they have to ruin it for everybody by consistently floodgating every social media with spoilers
because
about the
they
movie?
think
Because they're American. Next question.
sorry.
Yeah.
Then yes, I don't know why. Yeah, I don't know. Like,
But yeah, there's like it becomes harder to broach new subject because people tend to twist things. So I feel like that's why big production houses like Universal, they go easy with or Disney itself go easy with making live action. Because the story is there. There's nothing to twist or to re-understand. It's already been there. So I think it's a easier way to try and make money. Because you've seen it with Thunderbolt, The materialist. Like
That's what it was. I
are-
was thinking about it just now. I was like, what was that thing that just came out and everyone hated it, like just in America? Thunderbolts.
Actually, Thunderbolts was really good, but it didn't make money. It's funny. It's just...
But because a lot of people are looking at it as like, so you have people that complain about the fact that superhero movies are too much superhero movies, and then you have people that complain that superhero movies don't go deep, and then when a superhero movie does it and go deep, but why did you go deep? You never win. You never win. So that's why they do live action, because this is an easy win.
I know. But
That's my
anyway,
opinion.
thumbs up, I would say, for How to Train Your Dragon.
100%. 5 stars out of 5 stars with a chef kiss on top.
John Powell's patting their head.
I liked it, yes.
Yeah.
Shout out to, please, Air Studios that did... basically, they recorded the soundtrack at Air Studios in London, which is... I used to work there. Steve Mayer is one of the musicians. He sent me some of the... trailers and stuff. He was very proud, and I'm very proud to have to have worked with such talented people, some of the most talented people in the world. And they also recorded at Air Studios 28 years later soundtrack, which is great.
Which is just a bunch of people screaming.
No, it's actually very good, but
it's actually a very good one.
So I would say we're done for this episode.
Yes, this is the episode. It was really short, but
it wasn't very short.
We
are
want to
supposed to do 30
concentrate.
minutes episodes. It's just that we go like into the 50 minutes mark. It's like.
Are you telling us that we chat too much?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes.
Well, the next episode is going to be only 28 years later.
Yeah.
So brace for the reaction of my sister and ducking into the actual cinema.
I cannot wait.
No, it was beautiful, honestly.
Beautiful is definitely not the word that I would use for a movie where there is a guy that...
That's it.
Keep it for the other episode.
Bye. That's it. Bye.
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 Breaking news from the stadium tonight as an anonymous fan foot the bill for 55,000 hot dogs, bringing that sweet tubed meat to everyone in attendance.
Free dogs! Yeah!
55,000 hot dogs? What does that even cost? While the identity of this Frankfurter philanthropist remains anonymous, their all-beefy generosity will go down in history.
The new Mega Millions. More to win means more to give. How you spend it is up to you. Yeah!
For game odds and details, visit SCEducationLottery.com.